Good morning. Um, got my coffee, got my computers. You guys can't see my computers. I'm doing my impression of Reward Audacity. I'm from Boston. See, it says right here, Boston. That's where I'm from. See, Boston College. Go Red Sox. The world is a football field. That's how I look at it. Who owns the land on the football field? You might say the home team does because it's got their name on it. But what does the visiting team do? Do they respect the home team's land? Do they say, "Oh, we don't want to encroach on their land"? No, they fight over territory. The strongest survives. And if the visiting team comes in and they're stronger and they're faster and they're better and they're more coordinated, they're more talented, they win the game. It's a fight over land. The land belongs to no one. I looked up, as Backwoods mentioned, the land acknowledgement, something written by Northwestern University. Northwestern sits on the original homelands of the councils of the three fires, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. Human beings, including Native Americans, destroy land. Native Americans destroy land. You say, what? No, that can't be. Yeah, they do. Yeah. And so if you're a pure evolutionist, you believe that single-celled organisms were here before we were, therefore most animals were here before we were. So we took the land over from the animals, right? Think about like the Yucatan Peninsula, the whatever, the Aztecs and all those people. They ruined the land. That's why they had so many famines down there. That's why they went extinct as a people. Their way of life was over, finished. Why? Because they ruined the land. What did they do? They turned all the land into farmland, and they set up like irrigation channels and stuff like that. They altered the natural order of things, the way that water flows around the land, and they suited it to their own purposes, and therefore they changed the weather patterns, and they did all kinds of shit that actually ended up resulting in famines. And so Native Americans did very similar things. So, for the white man takes so much flack as being a cancer on society, and all the concrete he pours and all the buildings he builds and all the stuff that he does. Everybody does that shit. So if you want to say the land belongs to somebody, you can say it belongs to God, or you can say it belongs to the animals because they were here first. I don't care whose name is on the land, just like a football field. If a visiting team comes in and they're more powerful, more talented, faster, stronger, they win. They win the territory. And it doesn't really matter if you like it or not. That's what happens. There's the way things should be, and there's the way things are. The way things should be is just an idea that's in our brain. The way things should be. People shouldn't suffer, but they do. People shouldn't get things taken away from them, but they do. People shouldn't be innocent. People shouldn't be murdered, but they are. I'm not advocating turning a blind eye to it. by the way. Um, Help if you can. Control yourself and don't participate in that stuff if you can. Um, but when there's two parties fighting each other on the other side of the planet, my whole thing is like, I don't know all the history involved in all that shit. I have no dog in the fight. Am I interested? Yeah. Am I so concerned about it and so passionate about it that I'm going to pack up all my shit, leave my family, fly over there, and join Hamas or join the Israeli army? No. No. Backwoods mentioned brush fires. That's probably the only real concern that uninvolved countries should have. It's like, okay, hey, wait a minute, there's a brush fire way over there. I hope it doesn't turn into a forest fire, because if it turns into a forest fire, that could eventually affect me. So maybe what we do is we help this side, or we help this other side, or we spread some propaganda against these guys, or we spread some propaganda against those guys to kind of assist from afar. We do what we can to assist in the pouring of water on the brush fires, but only to suit our own best interests, so it doesn't turn into a forest fire that we end up having to get involved in. And do we have to get involved in it, even if it turns into a forest fire? Maybe. You could say, well, it's still on a different continent, and it doesn't have anything to do with North America. But again, when Europe or Asia or the Middle East or whatever turns into a gigantic forest fire, sometimes shit just comes to you, trouble finds you, like somebody flies planes into a buildings over here because we took sides, or we did this or we did that, or the perception is that we're on one guy's side, not on another guy's side, or whatever there is. And so, go back to Pearl Harbor. We kind of got sucked into that war because of that. And I know there's conspiracy theories on that, and people say we let it happen because we wanted to get involved in the war. I'm not going to get involved in all that shit. I'm not going to go down that road. But what I'm going to say is, like, World War II was a forest fire. It was not a brush fire. It was a full-on 10,000 acre forest fire. And we still were just like, yeah, we got a lot of Americans over there. We care about what's happening to the Jews, but we don't get involved. And then, the president made some statements about taking one side or another against Japan, and then before you knew it, Pearl Harbor was attacked, and we got sucked in. And so I think the only involvement that we should have right now would be extraordinarily minimal. Definitely not boots on the ground. No American boots on the ground, as far as I would be concerned. And really try to keep the rhetoric to a minimum. In a perfect world, I'd say don't send any money, but we all know we all know exactly what's happening there. Obama sends pallets of money to fucking terrorists. Obama used to trade 5 guys for 1 guy. I mean, dude, what a fucking pussy that guy was. I just find it interesting. Don't you guys find it interesting that none of this shit happened when Trump was running things? Say what you want about Trump. Russia behaved itself. Hamas behaved itself. And then Biden gets in office, and all fucking hell breaks loose all over the world. I don't know if that's a coincidence or not. I really don't. I really, really don't. But now it doesn't matter who gets elected in 2024. These fires are burning now. What, you think Russia's going to pull out of Ukraine if Trump gets elected again? Or if DeSantis gets in there? No. It's already started. You think Hamas is going to pull out if Trump gets elected? No. The shit's already started. Those fires are burning now. Now it doesn't matter. I don't know. I said my piece on it. I'm trying to keep my videos under 3 hours. But good discussion. Keep it up. Sorry I haven't been too involved. Hope you guys are doing well.